That was a good start. I forgot to turn the microphone on, so hopefully everybody can hear me okay now. And you see me with a webinar about brand and competitor listening on Twitter. Okay. If you've got any questions, you want to ask any questions about anything at all that we talk about over the next 15-20 minutes, then just leave a note in my blog post or on Google Plus, or send me a direct message or email or something, and I'll get back to you a little bit later as well. Who am I? Well, I'm John. I do search engine optimization and social media training throughout the UK. Deal with individuals, marketing departments throughout the country, and basically help people create better websites and also use social media a little bit better as well. I'm going to be focusing today on brand and competitor listening. So let's get the presentation up and running. Hopefully we should last around 15-20 minutes or so, this one. So here we go. Hopefully you can see that all right. Brand and competitor listening on Twitter, and why it's important to be doing this. So let's start off. Why should you be listening for your brand on Twitter? Well, I'm going to start off really positive. Instead of going for the doom and gloom, we're going to start off positive. I'm going to say that the main reason is to listen for compliments about your business and compliments about what you do, and then you can engage with people and you can reply to them and say thank you very much. So if somebody's bought a great cup of coffee off you, or they've been on holiday and had a fantastic time, or they've had a really good experience in your shop, there's a good chance they're talking about that and saying that on Twitter to their followers and their friends. And you can monitor your brand name for when people are saying nice things about you, so that you can then reply and say, hey, thanks, great you had a good time, come back again next week or something. And you can engage with people. If you engage a lot with the people, your customers and your clients, then you can almost start to create little brand ambassadors who will encourage other people onto your business. It works really, really well. Another reason for listening for your brand name is to identify issues and problems, and to be able to provide some support as well. So if somebody's had a bad experience, or they've got problems and issues with what you're doing, you can identify these things really, really quickly and react to them. You can turn around and say, hey, look, sorry it's taken ages to deliver it. What's your order number? And I'll look into it. Or, sorry you had a bad cup of coffee the other day. Here's a voucher for a free cup next week. And you can provide support, you can communicate with people, and you can solve problems and issues really, really quickly. And another reason to listen for your brand is to discover questions and generate new leads. Find out what people are saying about you and your brand and your products. Are they asking questions about it? Do they want to know a little bit more? And you can hear this. You can listen for things like somebody might turn around and say, for example, does anybody know if such and such a company does this, that, and the other, or sells this product, or offers this service? And then you can nip in and say, actually, we do, and you come along, have a chat with us. So you can discover what people are saying about you, and hopefully generate a few new leads and a little bit of extra business at the same time. So why should you listen to your competitors? Well, one of the main reasons is to discover all their promotions and their offers and what they're doing, what they're up to. Okay, have they got 50% off something here, or 25% off something there? Are they offering a free cookie with a coffee? And you'll be able to find out what they're doing, and then you can make the decision whether you want to match or beat the promotions and the offers. You can also find out if your competition's having problems and issues as well, and then you might be able to very, very gently ease yourself into the conversation somehow. Okay, you need to be careful how you do that, because you don't want somebody who's already hacked off with one company. You don't want to be going in there and saying, hey, we can do a better job, because they're probably already hacked off. But you can probably sort of like ease yourself in a little bit and find out when people are having problems. And you can see if they are doing online better than you. Are they creating better blog posts? Are they creating better video content? Are they doing online generally better than you? If you think they are, then you can up your game and you can decide how you want to do things a lot better. Okay. So how do you do this? How do you do all the listening? How do you find time for all of this? Because this is one big key issue, is time. And I'm going to show you how to do all this listening using HootSuite. You can also use TweetDeck as well, which is a very similar piece of software. And you can also use the Twitter web application as well and set up saved searches. But I find HootSuite to be probably the quickest way of sorting all this out. Okay, so we're going to look at how to do this now. So let me just launch my HootSuite app. Here we go. We have a tab already at the top here called Webinar, and we're going to add some searches. First of all, I'm going to be listening to me, my brand, and seeing what people are saying about me. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is to add a stream into this first column, which is mentions. So we just click on the mentions button, and there it is. Okay, that's everybody over the last week who's mentioned me in a tweet. All right, and said something about me. So it's where the @John Tromans or @your company name, your brand name, where that appears in Twitter. And as you can see, I've won a bear in a competition, which is most excellent. Then what we're going to do is another little search, okay? Because people might not be mentioning me by my handle of @John Tromans. They might just be saying my name. Okay, so they might be talking about your company, your business, and just mentioning your name. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a Twitter search here for John Tromans. And I put this in the quotes because we want to search for that exact match, John Tromans. We don't want a John at the beginning of the tweet and a Tromans right at the end of the tweet. We want the actual name. So that search is for the exact match of that. And there we go. We got the one that somebody's mentioned. There we go. John Tromans away from the mention. So we can monitor that. Now, these little streams will stay in Hootsuite all the time. They're here now for good. Okay, they won't go away, won't disappear. So all I need to do is every now and then, every few hours, every couple of days, is come along, have a quick look, and see what the mentions are, see what people are saying who've mentioned me in a tweet. And then if somebody says something really nice, I can retweet it. I can reply to them. If somebody's having a problem, then I can deal with that really, really quickly. Now what we're going to do is to set up something for your competitors. So we're going to do something very similar. I'm going to pick on Virgin Trains because I usually do, because I use them quite a bit, and they're actually quite good, to be honest with you. So the first thing we're going to do is another Twitter search, and we're going to do @Virgin Trains and search. Hopefully nobody's swearing. Right, here we go. We can see everybody who's mentioning Virgin Trains at the moment, right? There's the whole stream of @Virgin Trains. So we can monitor, if this was our competitor, we could monitor all the mentions that Virgin Trains are getting on Twitter, and we can look at what they're doing. We also want to do the same search as well, where people are mentioning Virgin Trains without the Twitter handle. So we'll go the quotation marks and Virgin Trains quotation marks. Again, an exact match, and then we'll hit search. Hopefully no one's swearing. There we go. Oh, somebody's fuming with Virgin Trains. Right, here we go. So that's basically everybody who is mentioning Virgin Trains without @Virgin Trains. So there we go, Virgin Trains, there's a good example, Virgin Trains, and there's no @Virgin Trains in there. So we can monitor exactly what's going on. So if this is your competitor, if these are the people you're in business against, you can be monitoring exactly what people are saying about them on social media and hopefully reacting to some of those things. Now, if your competitor is a national brand, if they're a huge company and they've got branches throughout the whole of the UK, one of the things you can do is geo-search Twitter based on location. So, for example, if your competition has branches throughout the whole of the UK, including Scotland, but you're based in Birmingham, and you're only interested really in monitoring your competition around Birmingham, what people are saying around the Birmingham area about your competition, okay, then we can do that. And what we can do is geocode our searches, so we can actually drill these down to a particular area. And this is a really powerful tool for finding out what people are saying in your area. So let's bring up this website here, which is cool. mygeoposition.com. Basically, what this website does is it finds out the XY coordinates of your area, so we can put Birmingham, UK in there, and it brings up the XY, the longitude and latitude of Birmingham. So what we can do is we can copy the X and Y to our clipboard, like so. Simple as that. Then what we can do is narrow down these searches. Okay, so we're going to do the @Virgin Trains one here. So we're going to click on the little 3 dots at the top right hand corner and go to Preferences. And then after the search query here, we're going to type in geocode, /, and then paste in the coordinates, which we just took from that other website. And then we'll go comma 100 mi for miles. Now, you can also do 100 km for kilometers as well if you want to. All right. And what this will do is we'll search for anybody who mentions @Virgin Trains in a tweet within 100 miles of Birmingham. So let's click Save. And there we go. Those are all the tweets. And then what we can do again is we can change this search here. So we can type in, let's do it again. We can type in geocode, the coordinates, comma 100 mi, hit Save Changes, and there we go. That's there within 100 miles of Birmingham. So again, if you're looking at if your competition is a huge company throughout the whole of the UK, you're only interested in what people are saying in your area around you because you might just have one store. Okay, you can actually nail this down to specific areas, and this is really, really powerful feature of Twitter. So there's your streams. They sit there in HootSuite all the time. They don't move. They update constantly. So every now and then during the day, every 2 or 3 times a day, you can nip in here and just have a quick look. And you can say, oh, look, somebody said something about me on Twitter, or somebody's grumbling about my competition. Let's try and sneak in there a little bit. And you can find out what's doing. And these streams are in place all the time, and you'll just be able to go and have a look at them whenever you want. So it's a really good way of being able to monitor what your competition and your own brand name without wasting too much time of going backwards and forwards and keep having to type in lots and lots of searches and things like that. Much easier way of doing things. Right. So let's have a quick recap. Okay. Make sure you listen to your Twitter mentions. Okay. So that's when people put whatever your Twitter name is into Twitter. Whenever they mention you on Twitter, you want to know what they're saying about you. So you want to set up a stream for that. You want to monitor your brand name with that exact search, and also product searches as well. So if you sell a various amount of different products, you can actually type in the product. So if people are asking questions like, can somebody recommend a service that does this, and you do it, you'll be able to pick up on those sorts of tweets and those sorts of questions at the same time. Do exactly the same for your competitors as well. Okay, so monitor their brand name and their product names as well, so you can see exactly what they're doing. And you can also add your competitors to a Twitter list. You don't have to follow them. Okay, so you can create a private Twitter list called competitors, and then what you can do is just throw in all your competitors' Twitter handles and Twitter names into this list, and keep a stream on HootSuite, and it'll keep constantly updating it for you. And you'll be able to monitor exactly what all your competitors are doing and saying on Twitter all the time. You'll be able to find out when they post a new blog post, when they have a new offer, all these sorts of things, and you'll be able to actually monitor this in real time. So as you can see, it's pretty simple and pretty easy if you use a tool like HootSuite or TweetDeck or saved searches, really is what we're looking at. So that's pretty much it. Hope it's been useful. I've got another webinar coming up in a couple of weeks' time, another short one, about 15 minutes long. It's to do with monitoring competitors' backlinks and inbound links, and how to find out these inbound links, and what you should do as well, and how you can use it to promote yourself a little bit better. And that's on the 22nd of July, which I think is a Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So thanks for watching. Hope it's been useful. If you've got any questions at all, just email me, send me a direct message on Twitter, or leave a comment on my blog.